We're about to start the Season 2 premiere of Battlestar Galactica, but there is one thing I didn't say last time, and it has been eating at me since the finale, and I absolutely have to talk about it right now. We all know I love Boomer and Sharon, all of the numbers, whatever, models played by Grace Park. I feel like the show has given us reason to root for them. We've seen in both Boomer and Sharon, they have the ability to actively make decisions and choices that appear to go against the Cylons. And that is like, yes, you want to root for the underdog, right? And number 6 even said that model has always been weak, which, again, more credence to like, yes, we can root for them and we can feel good about it. But there's one thing that happened last week that absolutely terrifies me, and I don't know what to make of it. It is the simple fact that number 6, talking to Gaius, seemed to have awareness of the pregnancy of Sharon and Hilo. Obviously, we know Boomer ended up shooting Commander Adama, and if number 6 is aware of that pregnancy, then isn't it possible or likely that all Sharon is doing is according to plan? I know the plan is a movie that I don't get to watch for like a year, but I'm really nervous about that. And I want to be able to keep rooting for Sharon and Boomer and all the Grace Parks, but I don't know if I can. Can I? I'm going to anyway. I can't really seem to help myself. I'm very excited to get into this one and see what happens to Boomer. And this episode is called Scattered, which is very appropriate because without a shepherd, the sheep scatter. And yeah, the leader, the shepherd of the Galactica has been slain, at least by all appearances. And even if he survives, which I do believe he will survive, he's going to be out of commission for at least a day, perhaps weeks, perhaps longer. I don't know. With how long Starbuck took to recover, I can only imagine. His injuries, I think, are probably more severe than hers, I would think. So perhaps he's out of commission the whole first half of this season. I don't know. I'm very curious to see what happens with this. And of course, we do have the actual cast scattered, with some of them being on Cobalt, separate from the Galactica. And so, yeah, we're getting into this. We're going to see how this all plays out. Let's get into it. Let's experience Battlestar Galactica Season 2, Episode 1 for the very first time right now. He was so caught off guard. Boomer is confused. It's like I'm almost torn, like half and half, between my worry for Adama and my compassion for Boomer. I mean, Tigh's going to have to step in and lead. I guess that's good. I like him most of the time. Slightly less with his wife there.
What's going on? What happened?
Sergeant of the guard, secure that thing in the brig.
She doesn't even know. She just like blacked out, I guess.
She must be a Cylon. Colonel's in command. You're second.
Sergeant, secure Captain Adama! Put him in the brig. Secure! Colonel Tigh!
Seriously, my man, listen.
Could this be a prelude to a silent attack?
How would they know where we are?
Valeri could have told them, sir.
What? How?
When we were aboard the Battlestar.
This has got to be part of a bigger plan. I recommend we execute jump to emergency standby coordinates.
How is this guy we've never seen before suddenly number 2? That's cool.
Cylon B-Star, bearing 487 Karam 015.
Holy crap.
Personally, I tend to go with what you know.
D, alert the fleet. We are making an immediate jump to the emergency coordinates.
What about our people on the surface of Cobalt?
They're on their own. I'm sorry.
If they're still alive, they'll have to wait.
Oh, look, if there's a Cylon base ship bearing down on them, it's the right call, but it's awful. Look, I understand why Apollo's in cuffs. I feel like he should be allowed to go be with his dad.
Someone get this fracking thing off me, please. I'm not authorized to do that yet.
I'm behind the fracking bars!
Can y'all have a little compassion for a man whose father just got shot twice in front of him?
Is Dr. Cottle with him?
No, Doc Cottle's not on board.
Jump.
No contacts.
Wait,
Where's the fleet?
we lost the fleet?
D.
What?
They're gone, sir.
What? How does this happen? How? My brain is frazzled. My brain is malfunctioning. I can no longer form sentences. I'm just gonna eat my candy.
I'm going to make a wonderful father. She's our child, guys.
Wait, Gaius's child? Maybe she doesn't know about Sharon.
She may not be with you yet, but she will be. So,
I'm trying to understand. I want to understand.
It's a lot to understand.
Am I the father?
Excuse me?
Great cut back to reality. He never even actually walked away. It was just a hallucination brought on by the crash, of course.
And if you wouldn't mind carrying something this time, that'd be great.
Thank you, Callie. That was very well said. Is that the base star just being destroyed?
That's Cylons?
Staggered formation. I'll take point. Chief, you're bringing up the rear. I think we should double check the supplies before we bug out. Sorry, Chief. We don't have the time. Team, we gotta make sure we have everything. We don't have the time, Chief.
Crashdown seems to make very rash decisions.
Gata was supposed to transmit them to the rest of the fleet.
So it's
So-
Gata's fault.
The kid was overwhelmed.
Doesn't sound like you, Saul. You don't let people slide. This will be your ship, your command.
This
Ooh, I know I
is
don't like
Bill
that.
Adama's ship.
Yeah,
This is his command, and we are not going to let him die. So say we all.
so say we all. This is why I like him, his loyalty to Adama.
We have got to jump back. Lieutenant Thrace won't be able to find us when she retrieves the arrow from Caprica. Denounce me, disavow me, do whatever you need to do.
Ty's not letting me out of here. I put a gun to his head.
As loyal as he is to Adama, he does not deal lightly with insubordination.
We're out of Sarazone.
Target the other med kit. What other med kit? I only saw the one, sir. There were two.
If he doesn't get more Sarazone soon, he's not gonna make it.
You forgot the med kit, so you're gonna have to go back and get it. Take a rifle, 3 clips of ammo, and a canteen. You can't send them alone. You question my orders, Chief. No, I'm just pointing out a flaw in your plan. Callie and I can go with them. All right, fine, but would you look out for Callie?
Yes, good.
Her consciousness is being downloaded into another body right now.
She's right, we can't stay here.
Sharon, the Cylon, is right. I remember how you felt about her, but that is not the real Sharon.
I'm not a copy. I remember the first day I met you, Starbucks.
Don't do that.
Hey!
What do you want from me, Hilo? She's a Cylon.
I want you to wipe the blood off your mouth and chin.
No.
Carl, do not think that I will not.
She's carrying my child.
They're not human, Hilo. They're machines. You can't have a baby with a machine.
It's weirdly more complicated than that. No.
Took my ride.
Sharon took her ship? I mean, you did try to shoot her, so I guess that makes sense.
Somebody needs to get in there and stop the bleeding, or we'll lose him.
You're it.
What's your plan?
You really believe that we can get back in the fleet?
Yeah, I do.
Me? I'm just a medic.
Today you're a doctor.
Congratulations. Yes. Every scene is so good in this episode so far. Oh.
How many of our pilots were silent?
I don't know.
Who gave the order to shoot the old man?
She doesn't know anything. I get it, but I don't really want to watch it, so...
Just shoot me. Get it over with.
I mean, it's probably really what she wants. I mean, he is pushed to the edge. He's past his limit, and he knows it, and so he pulled himself back. Respect. That was just short of da-na-na-na-na-na.
I got it, Chief. It's hard on point. Let's go. Go, 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 go.
Why am I carrying the med kit when you forgot it?
I'm on point. Put him on hangar deck mop-up duty with you for next week.
Now you're talking.
For what? Down, down, get down!
Oh, no, 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 no!
Go, 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 go!
No, 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 no. Okay, if he wasn't dead before, he's definitely dead. Good news, you don't have to do mop duty. So, silver lining of being dead. Although I would prefer him not die, if there's any chance of that. Oh my gosh. Was Chief just using him as a shield? No, of course not.
Come on. Hey.
Oh, no, he's gone.
Gotta go.
Yeah.
Not your fault, Lieutenant.
I was the OD.
It was crazy in there, sir.
I mean, if even Saul's not blaming you, then you really shouldn't blame yourself. Because his wife is right. He will hold you responsible if you're responsible. Oh, he's having an idea.
We jump back to the last coordinates, but we network the FTL computer. We'll only need 10 minutes to complete the calculations.
The old man would never do this, Colonel. No computer networks on his ship.
I can devise a software firewall that will buy us more time.
Finding the fleet is worth the risk. It is the only thing that is worth the risk. Finding all of humanity that still exists is worth the risk.
We can't do something he'd oppose, especially when it puts the entire ship at risk.
Talking about 40,000+ people. You're the only protection they've got.
Begin jump prep.
All right. You have my parole. When I'm not on duty, I'll report directly back to this cell.
Simple plan.
Not so simple to do.
Yeah, simplicity is not always equated with difficulty.
Wish Dr. Baltar was here.
Take your work over that shifty son of a...
Yes, I tend to agree. Even if Baltar is more intelligent, I just don't trust the man.
Multiple Dratus contacts, Cylon base star, and multiple Cylon raiders.
There's no real defense against that.
Able to plot the fleet's position in 7 minutes.
Oh man. It seems impossible that someone won't die. Come on, no. But it won't be Adama.
Get me a knife.
Ah!
Here I come.
First firewall penetrated.
What is that thing? I don't know, but whatever it is, it's bearing on Galactica. We gotta take it out.
We're taking a beating, that's for sure. I love that Billy is just standing there. Right by the president. I also kind of like that she's become a little bit of a religious leader here, certainly in this moment with this soldier.
That we might destroy our enemies. Let us walk the path of righteousness.
Reactor fast. Third firewall down.
We're straying into Galactica's engagement zone. Almost there. Back!
Oh, wow. It hit.
No fire.
We have a solution for the fleet's position.
Break the network.
Network is broken. Computers restored to local control.
Wait, did they all make it back? The biggest consequence is whatever that ship was that hit.
Jump completed.
We got the fleet.
Multiple contacts round the board.
Thank God.
Get him, Kelly.
I managed to stop the bleeding, but he's still critical.
Can you hear me, Bill?
Sergeant Watkins, sir. Open up, please. Major Adamas, compliments. He wishes me to inform you you've been reinstated in the Colonial Fleet.
Adama's been pulling him out of the gutter for a long time. Really? I mean, Adama is responsible for Tigh in a lot of ways.
If you'd just let me be, I'd have died back there in Caprica along with everyone else and been happier for it. I don't want to command. Don't you dare die on me now.
Okay, yeah, what is this? This is what I'm worried about. Nobody's checking in on this. They obviously really planned this and, more importantly, planted this. That's problematic in and of itself. And it's done. Yeah, amazing premiere. Every scene of this opening episode of season 2 had me on the edge of my seat. I think for half the episode at least, I just sat here like in disbelief, in shock, with a lack of certainty about what is going to happen. I'm very anxious to see part 2 of this premiere and see how things. Well, do things ever truly wrap up on Battlestar Galactica? I am so glad that this unqualified medical professional was able to perform emergency surgery and, by all appearances, do it successfully. I think she should get a promotion after this. And maybe it's not fair to say she's unqualified, but certainly she was out of her depth doing something she's never done before. On Kobol, I'm worried about Crashdown's leadership. He might be the highest ranking personnel, but it's clear that Chief Tyrrell is more qualified. Certainly, at least, perhaps not more qualified. I mean, but I think he just thinks more clearly under pressure. He's used to operating under pressure, having to make quick, fast decisions in his position. And I know he's, a mechanic, the chief mechanic, more or less, but he just seems to be the more intelligent person here. And Crashdown, he did listen to Tyrrell, okay, with at least with the final decision of not sending the man alone to go back for the missing supplies. But I think Crashdown maybe just is a little bit worried, like, I don't want my authority being challenged and being questioned, which is an understandable feeling, and you're allowed to feel that when you're right. But when you're wrong, you need to humble yourself and admit it and accept it. And he has done that twice, I guess. Twice he has listened to Tyrell. But I'm just worried that he's going to hit a breaking point and make a decision that gets a lot more people killed. I don't know. I just don't trust his leadership. Of course, Colonel Tigh throughout this episode was really, I mean, he's pushed to his breaking point and having to make quick decisions, and it's difficult. He took a big risk, and in the immediate, it paid off, but we also now have an immediate threat that is a direct result of his decision. So how they handle and respond to that threat, how long it takes them to detect it, that is going to really be the payoff into the determination on if it was a good idea or not. I think it was worth it to reconnect with the fleet, because without the fleet, what's all this for, okay? Honestly, what good is a Battlestar without people to protect? I feel strongly about that. We have to stay with the fleet. I do think Adama would have made that same decision for the sake of the fleet. I could be wrong. I know he is very adamant in his beliefs and his decision to not be networked. And clearly that is the right decision in 99.9999999% of the circumstances and situations we might find ourselves in. This was an extreme moment. Yes, Starbuck is now with Hilo. It seems like Hilo and Starbuck are now stranded on Cylon-occupied Caprica, and Sharon is off God knows where. She seems to have taken the ship. Okay, great. How are they getting out of there? I know Sharon is not just going to be written out of the show. She's too important carrying the child. I'm curious with Gaius's potential child. Nervous about all of this. I mean, should humans be mating with Cylons? My instinct is no. But if you're rooting for the Cylons to win this thing, then yeah, they should. Yeah, that's God's plan and all that stuff. So cool. The flashbacks of Saul and Adama were really interesting. I can't pretend like I understood exactly all of it. They seem to be on some kind of freighter. They were stripped of their ranking in the fleet at some point and maybe expelled, but Commander Adama made some connections and was able to get back in. Not commander at the time, of course. And when he became a major, he brought Tigh with him, and that's beautiful. And Tigh, at the moment, seems to resent it a little bit. That's clear. Tigh doesn't want to lead in the capacity of commander. He doesn't want to lead a Battlestar, but he is an amazing number 2. Possibly he's so loyal because of his lack of interest in leading. I don't know. But he really does a great job when he has to do a great job. Again, we'll see how this all plays out. We need Starbuck and Hilo to come back so that Roslyn can get out of prison. I don't expect her to stay in prison forever, but it's really a beautiful moment that as she's in prison and that crisis is coming, the guard, asked to pray with her, asked her to pray with him. And, I think that speaks volumes. That says a lot. And I'm just, this show just continues to be fascinating, intriguing. Really intriguing is the best word for it. It creates an atmosphere. It creates a tone. And I want more. I need more. I'll see you next week with more. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button and subscribe, and feel free to check me out on Patreon, where we have full-length episodes. Usually the edit is released at the same time as the full-length. We are several episodes ahead over on Patreon, so go check that out, and it's a great way to support the channel as well, so that I can make sure I'm able to keep doing this. And of course, thank you to my patrons. This is another episode you might enjoy, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.